Yeah, see, it kind of just pulls out. Oh, yeah. That's fine. I'm loving it.
This video is brought to you in part by TruTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support.
Do an air conditioning call. This is K1, which means kitchen 1, and it's completely blank, which usually means we have no power. So let's go see if we can find anything over at the breaker box. Okay, it looks like it might be back here somewhere. Usually that is your bigger units, bigger loads. So drain 1 and 2. So K1 is number 8. It's tripped. That's not good. Well, let's go ahead and keep that off, and let's go upstairs and see what's shorted out. Not good. Okay, so over here is K1. Of course, forgot to hit record or something. So what I did is went ahead and turned it off here at the disconnect inside the unit, just in case one of the yahoos decide they want to turn it on. They shouldn't, but you never can trust that. Safety's primary goal here. Don't really want to die an early death. Okay, my first thought is we've got an issue with the compressor shorting out, just because we blew the big breaker, and just knowing that this equipment is extremely tired. So we're going to do an initial check here, just get it done quick out of the way right away. What I'm going to do, not even going to isolate things just yet. We're just going to go straight to ground on the terminal block, and we don't have anything there, nothing there, and nothing there, which is no surprise. Now let's go over here to the contactors, because they are open, so they would be isolated, but that eliminated potentially having an electrical issue with the wiring inside of the unit. Like, not completely eliminated it, but it got rid of the stupidest possible ones, you know? So we're going to go over here to chassis of the unit, and we're going to go to that contactor. We're going to go to this one. Uh-oh. We are at 0.4 ohms on the center conductor. 0.7 ohms there. And that third leg, it's not even bad. Jumping over to the other contactors. There we go, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. So we know that this one here, not good. Comes over to this compressor here, which is a 21, which tells me this thing obviously has some issues, because if it's blowing itself up that quickly, why is it losing the compressors that quickly? There's no good reason for that. So this compressor here is an 18, and this one right here is a 707. So this one here's the oldest one. It's still going, and according to this, it looks like it's probably the original compressor, possibly. Let's look at our capacity here. So we are at 57K, a 57K, and a 57K. So that tells me that they're all equal. So let's go ahead and jump over here. We're going to try checking ground to the terminals to make sure. Yep, 0.0. I can smell a little something too. 0.3. That one leg, it's just naked and afraid. Let's take a sniff of that. Oh, that's not even tight. So we know we need to add a probe. We'll go to that one. There we are, 0 psi. Let's see if we've got any pressure. And we do have some pressure. Let's put this on 14A. It is 40 psi is equal to 6 degrees below 0, which tells me that this pressure is extremely low. That standing pressure should have been equivalent to about 14, should have been equivalent to about 68 degrees today. So that one there is having a very, very bad day, which means we probably have a leak somewhere. Now for giggles, I say we don't stop there. I just have a bad feeling about this. Let's check these other ones here. Man, none of them are tight. You gotta love that. So that one's 128 psi, which is equivalent to 44 degrees. Not really promising there. Not promising at all. It's probably low. Okay, that one's also 44 degrees. I am on 410A. Is this an R22 system? I bet you it is. because Lennox dragged their butt on trying to get into the market. 07, I mean, they should have surely been into it by then. But Lennox drug their heinies. Yeah, none of those discharges are above. Okay, let's go down here and look at the R22. God bless old Lennox. That's 73 degrees. So, okay, those two are probably fine. So at least they're only running R22, so that'll be really cheap for them to fix. We will likely convert it to 407C. Okay, before we get too far along and forget, boom, and then, oh, you're faded away. Oh, you ain't gonna read that one. 4 of 24. The filters are getting a little dirty. Oh yeah, there we go. All war, just like Mama used to make them. Yep, all that's war. War, 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 war. Just war, war, war. And it's all TXVs. All in poor shape. Myself personally, change TXV while you're at it, but we probably won't want to do that. Because I have a feeling, why did it go bad? Like they say, they're murdered. They don't die normal death usually. They usually are murdered. I don't miss working on this junk. Let's see here. Not seeing it up here. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. We got her now, bro. Boom, got it. Let's go reset that breaker. See if this little turd hopper will work and kind of go from there. We just turned on the power. Let's go ahead and check inrush on this turd. See what we get when we turned it on. There's that. So what we did is we basically just unplugged the power plug here. You can always kill the contactor coil there. I'll tell you what, since we didn't have a direct short right there, let's go ahead and clamp onto. Yeah, we're gonna need how many pounds this thing holds, because that'll be part of the quote. You know they're gonna wanna fix it. Ain't gonna wanna replace it. Keep her alive. 11 pounds, 3 ounces from what I'm seeing right there. 14 pounds. I would say stage 1 is 14 pounds, stage 2 is 14 pounds, stage 3 is 11 pounds 8. And since nobody was kind enough to write that inside here, let's go ahead and get that wrote in here so that we know for later before that finishes getting destroyed. There goes some compressors. There we go. So that compressor kicked on and it came in at 102 amps. So locked rotor on this. Let's see what our max. 122 locked rotor. So to as much as 135 according to what I'm seeing right there. There we go. So that don't seem bad. Now it's the same there, and this one here, same there. The next stage hasn't kicked on yet. I can hear the belt, sounds really nice. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. No problems here. Good to go, let's get out of here. Oh, I wish, oh how I wish. Look at this thing, Y2 and no Y3. That's really aligned well. That's just great. Do we have a wiggly bearing here? What do we got going on? Bearing feels fairly good. I mean, it surely isn't because these pulleys are completely shot to shit. I mean, let's take a look at that pulley right there. Look at that. That definitely is not shot to shit. Not at all. That thing is not wore out at all. Nope. And this one over here. That's not wore out either, is it? Oh my goodnesses. This stuff needs replaced. It's so wore out. So wore out. Yeah, these filters are fantastico too. Okay, we got the straight edge here. This is how I like doing it. Some use string. I think string's a little difficult. It's definitely more convenient. It's dead on the money. Top pulley and the bottom. I mean, whether you are dragging it from the bottom up or dragging it from the top down, it is pretty doggone good as you can get it. So what's happening is that belt is just wanting to jump up and over. Now, if I was to lower that a little bit, I might be able to get it to not do that, but I'm going to tell you what we're going to do instead. We're going to measure this 6.5 inches, 10 3/4. I'll see if we can find the markings on it. shaft size on these turds. Little bolt on the end there, comes in handy for a filter catcher, so you can kind of catch it like that. So I was thinking I'd go ahead and check the heat exchanger. You can yank out the blower. That'd probably be about the best way to do it. Yeah, see, it kind of just pulls out. Oh yeah, that's fine. Now we're at 101 on the lock rotor to compare it to. See what we got going on with this other one here. I brought the clamp up so we can check the superheat, see if this compressor is getting flooded out or what's going on with it. And then we went into refrigeration. Now I got an 18-degree superheat, which tells me that's pretty good. It ain't terrific, but under the circumstances, high load as it's got down there, we're not flooding back. We're running a 40-degree evaporator. The liquid temperature, see what we got. Pretty sure they're using approach on this thing. Basically we are looking at liquid temperature minus ambient, and it should be 5 degrees. Probably be nice to have an actual accurate outdoor temperature. Most accurate place for this would be over here by the air intake on this thing. 5 plus 73, 78, so that sure seems like it's pretty good to me. If I could get my measure quick app to work right, which it's acting stupid as all get out as usual, because they keep changing crap every 30 seconds. So let's see if we can get that thing to work. Because it automatically does it for you, and you don't even have to be a genius, which is great. Okay, I'm gonna sound like an asshole here. Start a project AI, just start testing. I just want to start testing. Wait for the measures from the tools? No, just let me have my thing back. Why you gotta do this crap? I don't want this. All I want is a program that can just freaking give me good information. I don't care about cloud, don't need a test, I don't need dispatch, don't need a test tracker. Okay, no equipment found, it's because nobody else uses this. Start project. Add a select. See, nobody wants to add the freaking model number, the serial number, what filters they got, all that crap. If Test would come out with a good app and Field Piece would come out with a good app, we wouldn't have to use this, but they don't. Half the time they don't work. So, finally, there it is, finally, I figured out where they hit it at. Okay, from what I'm seeing, our subcooling is 17 degrees, so we got enough refrigerant in there. If we want to jump over to approach, getting schooled thing here. Approach is the difference between the temperature of the liquid line and the outdoor air temperature. As the refrigerant is cooled by the outdoor air, the coldest the liquid line temperature can get on a proper operating system is the outdoor air temperature. And like I said, it's 73. We're running about 10 over it. Tell me if this wouldn't be easier. Approach is your ambient temperature plus 5 degrees is what your liquid line should be. So it's 70 out, add 5 to it, should be 75. It's high though, it's 82. To me, it's easier to add than it is subtract. Confusing, I'm sure, but how do you check addition, subtraction? That's how I've always done it. Like superheat, same dang thing. I'll sit there and add the temperature to the saturated, and boom, that's how I get it. I don't know, whatever. Here's the thing I got going on. Circuit 3 is not calling yet for some reason. Don't know why. Y1's calling, but Y2's not calling. Compressor's dropping down. We can check our discharge temperature, see if we're doing bad on that. All right, so we've got a Y2 signal now. I've been down there looking up hexadecimal Honeywell for the T7350, 7300 thermostats. I hate them. Most complicated piece of crap commercial thermostat I've ever seen in my life. I finally was getting ready to come up here and just jump Y1 to Y2 and call it a day, because this is the kitchen. It's never going to stage down. So it came on though, so whatever. All right, so we're running 20 amps on that turd. What's this turd doing? 11. Well, that sounds really good. Yeah. Probably ain't nothing wrong here, is there? 21 amps on that. Max 27, open pressure, blah, blah, blah. Normal 16. So something must not be going very well with that. Let's go ahead and switch this probes over here to the other one. Yeah, that thing just really seems super stupid hot. All right, we're running 365 pounds of head pressure. Yeah, liquid line temperature is running 265 degrees, so it's gonna burn itself up. That's flippin'-tastic. Suction don't look horribly bad. So did we have somebody overcharge this thing a crap load to try to drive that suction pressure up, and then now it's way overcharged? That's what it looks like. Suction's not super cold. All right, so we got the gauges hooked up. We're running 350 on the head, 140 something. We're gonna go ahead and just dump that right into the container right down here. We are dumping through the liquid side. Yes, the suction's closed. No, nothing's leaking out. We're checking our actual subcooling. We're at 47. Superheat's way up at 36. It's doing its best that it can. So let's go ahead and see if we can get rid of some of that in there. I wonder, did somebody pump 410A into this? Because, I mean, you know, you got all kinds of different people working on this and may not know what they're doing. The fans are all running. I mean, there's no doubt that this coil has a tendency to get dirty, and they have been dirty in the past quite a bit, and they are hard to get nice and clean. But yeah, it's just one of them things. Wow, this is a real surprise here. So we're already dumping, just what we've dumped in there so far. Subcooling's down to 30, and my superheat's at 38, but yet my saturated is at 31. Now that TXV might be having a hissy fit. We are feeling a little weight in there, definitely a little weight. See if we've got some feeding action going on. Maybe that freaking snapped off head or something. You never know. Belt sounds better already. Shoot, we don't even mess with it now. So that one's cold. That one's cold. And then that one there is not really running. So I think it's this one right here. Yeah, that's pretty warm. That tube there goes closer towards me, so this is probably the one. This one here, yeah, that's a lot warmer. Good grievances. That one's a lot hotter. That's circuit 3 right there. We're running a 23-degree subcooling, a 30-something superheat. It's running a 28-degree evaporator now. Very likely, with that high of subcooling, I mean, it's one of them things where, why is our superheat so high? We have plenty of subcooling, but we have a really high superheat. If we had low airflow, the subcooling would, or the superheat would be really low. Well, actually with TXV, not necessarily, but it would be coming back colder. It's only coming back 66 degrees. We got plenty of liquid to it according to the subcooling. It should be working. Now we can go by their chart. Now see, this is what sucks about their little chart here. You know, if you weren't watching your gauge and you were just doing your approach crap, then you're gonna have a bad day here. We're running 108, so we're still high on that. Let's go ahead and dump some more to get that liquid line temperature down to the 80s. But see, I can about guarantee you what's gonna happen. That's evaporator's probably gonna have an issue. Somebody probably charged this in bad weather, or they just dumped it in and didn't pay no attention. Just started going until they had a cold suction. Hard to say. Here can cold, baby. Compressor's already down to 16 amps, a lot better than what it was. Discharge I haven't calculated out yet. Superheat's going higher, that's not good. What I do sometimes in this situation, I'll pull the whole charge and start over, but I'm thinking we could have a bad charge, could have a mixed match charge, different refrigerants. Either way, what do we got refrigerant wise here? Or oil. Mineral oil, that's nice. Now in there, can't read it. This one here, POE. That one has POE oil. There we go, that's nice, but that ain't the one I need. Saturated's not coming down worth a crap. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It needs work. I'm gonna have to talk to the store managers and see what they want to do. I'm gonna do what I can do that don't cost, I'm trying to stabilize the system so it doesn't destroy itself. Yeah, right now we're 35 degrees over ambient. I mean, that's some generic terminology there. Coils are in crappy condition. TXV's probably fiddle-farted. And I'm hungry. We're at 2:15, still haven't had lunch yet, even though I got restaurants beside me and under me. We're running a 13-degree subcooling, which Lennox never was big on that for TXVs. They like to do the approach. And they did subcooling on fixed orifices. Lennox was the only one I know of that ever did that. It did subcooling with it, very unusual. I remember when I got into the carrier stuff, I was like, we need a wet bulb thermometer for what? And because we didn't need it with Lennox residential stuff with fixed orifices. We either did approach or we did subcooling. And so right now we're running a 13 degree subcooling, 43 degree superheat, 43 that is, and a 25 degree evaporator temperature. We're running a low suction, should be higher. The bulb looks okay. We can unhook the bulb, see if it makes any difference. I don't think it will. That is brittle. It is hard copper. Let's see what that suction does here now. Good enough for a minute. There we go. Haven't changed a flipping bit. 25 degree evaporator. Let's give it a second, but that door was open. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Circuit 3 bad TXV and was overcharged. It's safer for it to run like it is now. It's not overamping the compressor. It's at 15 amps. You can see down here. I mean, it's much better shape than what it was. It's good enough to get them by now. Still running 104 degree liquid temperature, 14 degree subcooling. You know what? It's as good as you're gonna get it. I can't work miracles on a budget, so we're gonna have to call the guy in charge of the store and let him know the good news that, hey, your stuff's kind of wore out and really needs replaced. Kind of go from there. Okay, let's put that TXV bulb back on, even though it's not doing anything. All right, so we got that back on there. Of course, it didn't want to tighten up real tight. That thing is about had it. So, like I said, belt, pulleys, refrigerant change over 407C. Probably do the same thing on the other one. All you need filters. Filters are pretty badly needed. Okay, so I just made sure everything got called in to the person that's going to quote it. We're going to quote changing this over to 407C. I'm going to pull the compressor out and dump it, and put mineral or get rid of the mineral oil. So we'll just unbraze it here and dump it out. I'm going to replace the dryers. I'm going to go with the 163S dryer on the liquid line. Same thing with this one here. We're going to quote a whole new compressor, 407C on that. We'll get stickers on both of those. I'm going to replace both contactors and both TXVs on circuit 1 and circuit 3. Not screwing with it. New pulleys for both motors. Filters, which I think we were supposed to do a maintenance on them anyway. Heating, I'm not horribly worried about. This kitchen usually doesn't need a lot of heat, and they just tend to keep repairing. The doors aren't falling off yet, and it's not completely been through a hailstorm or a tornado, so they'll just want to fix it, so that's what we're going to do. Short of that, that's going to wrap everything up here. I've already, like I said, made sure that all the fans feel like they're blowing out. Yeah, that one there's cold. That one's kind of cool. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe. Click on the bell icon. Make sure you leave me a comment down below. And until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Later. Boom! 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 Dun, 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 dun.